basically. Yep. Okay, the stream delay I'm seeing here is about 3 seconds. You'll never know. You'll never be able to guess. I can't put it over there because that's where Adam lives. I'm going to have to put it here. You shouldn't be able to hear anything. Whoever it was, say that they can hear everything. You shouldn't be able to. Not unless this piece of software is lying to me. Apparently they are hearing me. But that's just weird. Why is that? Okay, all right, fine. Hello, gang.
Welcome to the free stream.
Yeah, I have. Why is that not working? New hardware. Don't you love it? I've got to keep this on for the start of the stream, and then I'll take it off. I am roasting in here. Oh dear. Good. Well, there you are. Yeah. The mute button does nothing then. Good times. How is that? This thing is behaving most peculiarly. Oh, I know why it is. Hold on. I can shut myself up now. I can do that.
That's it. That's captured it. Mute button has left the channel. No, it hasn't. No, because I'm still listening to myself. Oh man, this is the best stream ever. What do you mean? You can't say that. Oh my god, I'm never going to get away with that. I can't do that at all, not live on stream.
It's unreasonable for me to only leave Adam unmuted. It's because we've got Ben. No, you're unmuted as well. Just behave yourself. It's because we've got Ben's twinkly music in the background, and I haven't got you split out onto a separate channel because I'm running a fresh install of everything. So there are a few kinks in the system. No, it's not good, as we discovered recently. Yeah, so there we go. So we're just, this is a little bit of unplugged, I guess, or perhaps overplugged. Whatever it is, there's plugs involved.
What can we plug? Can we plug something? Holiday Express is awesome. Love it. How many people got the Jeep?
Yeah.
Should we have put it as Mastery? Was Mastery a good idea? What can I say?
Moggy, I am blaming the system because it is the system that is to blame. It is the configuration of the system that is to blame, but fundamentally I'm blaming Windows 11.
I wondered if it was Windows.
I'm on Windows 11, and it's a bizarre and mystical beast that has changed all sorts of business for no good reason. There was nothing wrong with 10. Yeah, but there it is. Oh, the twinkly music has stopped. There's a blessing. What a shame. Just workman tools. Oh, don't give me that, Peter. If you've never had a PC betray you, then you've not lived.
My internet connection's betraying me, and all because you said to upgrade it.
Well, yeah, because it was rubbish,
better.
Adam. There was a load of cobblers.
Well, I've upgraded it, and it's no better. That means my skills are a load of cobblers.
No, the reason for upgrading to 11 was because I was building an entirely new PC, and therefore it felt sensible to move to the latest version of Windows. I even read, should I move to the latest version of Windows? And I went, oh yeah, there's some really nice stuff on it. So I went, fine, I'll have the really nice stuff on it, and I'll just get used to it. I haven't found the really nice stuff yet. I found that file sharing between home computer network is a pain in the derriere, but... Tell
you what, having to hit more properties on files, that is becoming a problem for me. I need to find the option to have that off by default.
Yeah. Just put it back as it was.
You can't rename by default. That's ridiculous.
We're going in, incidentally. There we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, no, I've got to find... There we go, there's the button.
You're going to count me in?
Here we are.
Awesome.
Hello. No, I've counted you in. You're here. And we're running. There's about 30 seconds of this to do hellos. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam. This is Adam.
Yay!
Yeah, this is a festive 4-up challenge special, and we're running Birmingham Cross City on the class 323, leaving Bromsgrove at 7:29 in the morning, and it's a bit snowy, is what it is, and we've got the dynamo. Oh, we're off. See, I said there was only 30 seconds in there. Anyway, there's the details. I'm there. Adam isn't. That's how you work it out. Originally,
PC again, I remember.
It was going to be a 4-player stream, but because my PC imploded on me last week, it meant that everyone went on holiday, including me and you, before we had the opportunity to record this. So it's a showdown.
Yes.
A showdown.
And you made the mistake of letting me choose it as well.
No, you chose really well. This is a really fun drive. This one, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, the rules were, and I think we'll probably just throw them away. But the rules were, it is the person to travel furthest on foot, but the lowest.
Clearly I'm never going to win.
But the lowest score is eliminated. So if you are the lowest score, your on foot distance doesn't count. You see, because that was the dissuader for just wasting 3/4 of an hour running around New Street.
Yes, I did wonder that myself.
So it's a good one. I wholly recommend giving this one a go. I'm rocking a Tyne and Wear Metro service livery on mine.
Awesome. Yeah,
it is on the Creators Club. I should have written down who it was by because I'd chuck them a credit, but that's the one I'm using.
Well, I don't want to blow anyone's trumpet but my own here because I created my livery. It was inspired by the recent release of a unit in older colours, but I did the original rather than their rendition of it. So yeah, and mine is on Creators Club already. Thank you very much for all those subscribing. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, aren't you special? Hentis, rewind by about 2 minutes, and you'll know why we're a 2-up rather than a 4-up. It's because the person who organises the 4-ups was down one PC at a time when the 4-ups were being set up. The synchronization point is at a really weird time. I think it's 8:43 or something like that is the synchronization point, but we're only out by a couple of seconds anyway.
I was going to say, yeah. Is that over the whole thing?
So oh yeah. The sync point is where the clocks match, but we're off by what, 3-4 seconds, something like that. So that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually with this run that it starts so dark.
Yes.
Given that it gets light very, very quickly. Maybe it's a Midlands thing. I live in the south, so I don't know what light is like up north. So.
It's pretty much the same, Adam. You're not moving north by a lot. You're only, as the crow flies, you're only going north by about 30 or 40 miles.
Wow, that's north. Anything above the Thames is like you need a passport. So.
Yeah, it's just flaming heck. No, it's just a dark start. But the reason we went for a dark start, we haven't done the whole route in the dark. We wanted to catch a glorious sunrise, and there is indeed a glorious sunrise coming.
Yes. Yes, I was impressed. Yeah, I do like the lighting in Trains World 3. Does bring a lot.
Yeah.
So you've got your face pressed up against the windscreen there.
I don't, when
for you to
possible.
see.
Well, I discovered this when talking to people doing user testing, because once in a while, back in my old job that didn't really have a proper title, I used to get groups of players in who'd never played it before and maybe had experience in other simulators or in other train sims, and I'd just turn them loose on it and then get their feedback, verbally feedback. I wouldn't interfere with them playing it, just to see where the pain points were. And there was one guy who was an actual train driver, who which you say that's something unusual, but it's almost like every train driver plays train sim. But was a train sim classic player, quite an avid one, and he said that he only ever played zoomed in like this unless he needed to look at the instrumentation, because it more closely resembles what you see as a driver. Because of the way that kind of tunnel visioning and focusing ahead works, this is a better aspect to get the full experience. So I've just kind of got into the habit of doing it.
We'll just also get more monitors. There you go, and wrap them around. But yeah, it's a field of view thing. Absolutely.
We don't support multi-screen in that fashion yet, Adam.
No. You can have multi-screens, but a single resolution in window mode.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, okay, that could work, yeah. If not a little bit overkill, perhaps, but yeah, that could work. No, I don't think we don't support ultra wide either. You can't do it.
I thought it went into the 2s and the 3s. Oh,
it does, but it still maintains the same 16:10 aspect ratio.
So you literally have to have a massive monitor. That's it.
Yeah. Good. Right.
Well, we are climbing a Lecky at the moment, is it? Pretty sure. I'm a bit embarrassed. I don't know this part of the route. I'm much more familiar with the Birmingham area, but yes, pretty sure it's.
I mean the one thing that actually was really good fun on this run in the snow, particularly. I haven't actually driven very much in the snow in train sim for I don't know why, is the amount of effort you've got to put into braking.
Well, that's where I was worried that I completely fluffed this, because I could not grasp braking. I just ended up watching the speedometer and whether I was slipping and flicking it. So I overshoot maybe a few times.
Yeah.
But none actually missing the platform, I will say, which is awesome. People can exit through the guard's door. I know that is a thing, apparently. So,
okay. Okay.
Flashing through there, so I'm already leading you. That's pretty cool.
The trick to braking is just use braking 1.
Yes.
And in the 323, when you're throttling up, you can go from a standing start in power 2, but then you can hit power 3 at about 10 miles per hour, and power 4 not till you hit 38 miles per hour.
Yeah, I was amazed by that. The amount of kick that was still up to
38 miles per hour before you can use power 4. I figured that out along the way, because it's such a stoppy-starty service that you have no choice but to get moderately proficient when it comes to starting and stopping.
You got to get that maximum acceleration out of it. But yeah, that's like wheel slipping in 6th gear on the motorway or something. That's crazy that it can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Mareko to Udi, who very shortly will have his message deleted and potentially be banned from the channel. Thanks, Mareko. But the worst thing, just a bit of pro tip for anybody thinking of streaming or running a YouTube channel, is never buy bots, views, subscribers, or anything like that. Might seem like a good idea at the time, but all you end up doing is killing your channel, and that's if you don't get banned. So that's a small pro tip there from some parasite who just makes money by selling you bots. Yeah, no, I'm not backward in coming forwards in that regard. I think we're fine. Yeah. Thank you, Moggy.
Well, the sun
right.
will rise soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and a red signal as well.
Yep, going up the red signal. Let's see. You actually did
signal.
get ahead of me, so there's an instant me being too slow. Look,
But
I can't even see the reds yet.
I'd slowed too much for this red.
You've
and
literally stopped.
And therefore it took me a moment or two to get going again. But I am about to make the best stop I've ever made at any station ever.
You can't say that for the first stop because we've got an hour and a half of stopping.
This
is going to be the best
stop,
one.
Having looked at the telemetry afterwards, this stop is flawless.
So it's only downhill from here, no pun intended.
Yeah. Oh no, Restreambot is our homie. Restreambot does good work and is a pleasure to behold. Restreambot just repeats everything. But there we go. There we are, both of us passing the same service coming the other way.
Yay. How many of the services had your livery or the livery you were using?
Probably about a third, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I was impressed. I probably had about half of the services were in glorious Centro. Nice nostalgia. I took quite a few screenshots.
Yeah, this is and I couldn't be more.
Yeah.
The other thing I've noticed about scoring, because the scoring's really interesting on this as well, or rather, the scoring overall is quite interesting because I'm looking at scoring at the moment. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean it's going to turn into anything. Just looking at it, if you stop early, you lose points. If you stop late, you lose fewer points.
Ah.
That stop might not have looked like much, but that was 0.00001 yard from the target.
I didn't.
And I kind of go, that's better than stopping at 0.0.
Yes, I didn't even know it went that accurate. That has to be incredible for a new PC. You're getting quite a bit of stutter there.
Yeah, it's transition stutter. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I think I think it could be down. I think as an experiment, what we should do in the office is get 10 different people to run 10 different setups with various different levels of I've got this turned on, got this turned off. Run the exact same thing and see if everyone stutters in the same places.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You've got to take a scientific approach to identifying what's causing it. We know that there is an inherent world's unload that causes a stutter, and that's an Unreal Engine thing. But we can surely mitigate it. But it's like we need to put a morning aside to try it with everyone in the same room and do it in a scientific fashion.
Given that everyone is now remote.
Yeah, well,
that's like organising a LAN party.
Yeah, I know. But we could do a LAN party at work. That would work. Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like we know what we do.
Yeah. No, it's weird. It runs very nicely now. It runs way better than it did before, which is surprising. I'm still running a 3090, but it runs so much more crisply. But that's going to be down to I've just reformatted everything. As much as I've also got a faster processor, but the processor wasn't being taxed previously, so I mean, it's anybody's guess.
Well, here comes the glorious sunrise. It's already begun to go purple, which is awesome.
I don't know how scientific it can be, Liam. I know trying out different settings may yield different results, but I think what you need is side-by-side comparisons to be able to go, there it is, so you can actually see the track point at which the load is. But hey, I know it's one of those things. It's the one thing that I'd love to have solved. If there was nothing ever solved, anything else ever solved, if we could fix that one, as far as quality of life is concerned. But that's just me.
Let's see. We've got the first opportunity to go for a run. Why is your station dark?
They haven't turned the lights on.
Oh yeah, just a minute. I ran in the light part of the station. Yeah. That running comes down.
I noticed you haven't put your fan on.
Oh, it's winter. What do you need a fan for? It's blowing cold air at you.
Yeah. Well, that's why you've got the aircon on as well. See, that way you're circulating the warm air, and then you've got the windows open, because that ensures that you're getting fresh air come in, warm air then circulates and goes out. It's great for the concentration.
Have you heard of global warming? I think we just found the reason here.
Londo, I'll do a repeat of why it's a 2-up challenge in 15 minutes. So that way I catch all the late people at once.
I'm definitely not on a dev build here. I did go through a lot of pain to get onto a public version. That is actually why I've got a custom skin, because not being on the dev version, being on the public version, I can actually use the creator club. It's the one frustration I have, that I want to do liveries and I can't because there's no server on the dev version of the game.
Oh, this is a nice shot you've got going on here. You're catching the purple skies very nicely.
Yeah, in about an hour's time you're going to be like, Adam, you're doing the same shot again. Adam, you're doing the same shot again.
That's okay. No, there's no harm in that. There's no harm in that. Hooksmo, what's your question? I missed it. You're not being ignored. Just a question. Quebepe, if you've got time to answer, it seems that the BR187 is finally fixed. No idea. Do you know?
We do have some audio work still going on with it. Skyhook's still working, and my team's still involved. Yep. So not all things have been resolved just yet, but it's still on the active list.
Interesting. You did set your date to December, didn't you?
December 20th, yes, yeah. But I was wondering, I had the same question, with dynamic weather.
I've got different weather to you. It's very obvious later on, but I've definitely got different weather pattern to you.
Yeah, well, if you set, even if you set it to obviously light snow, it's not constant because of the dynamic nature. So I do get some fantastic weather variation throughout, which is really, really cool. But yeah. I'm definitely enjoying my stream.
I'm still snowing, for example. I mean, you've got your wipers on for no reason at all, but I've got the snow bugs. Still happening.
It's bugs getting squished on the screen. I'm trying to scrape them off. You know, they go dry. It's really annoying, and you get that horrible juddery sound. I'll turn it off in a second. We try the running again. Oh man! So having the Dead Man's pedal, the drive vigilance device. Yes. Having to go into neutral every time.
Oh, I don't bother. I just leave it whistling. I did find a bug though, and that is that the audio of the Dead Man's handle comes with you, even when you're on foot half a mile up the station.
I don't know whether that's intentional actually, because of obviously the camera distance.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't do that because it's coming from the train. Unless, as part of operating this train, you have to wear a special little whistle in your ear that's just going to go beep 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 beep. You can hear it now. That's coming from the cab. It's chasing me up and down the station. Now, admittedly, we're playing this like goons because part of the challenge is to run up and down the platforms as much as possible. But even so, you would hope that didn't happen.
I thought there was a dead pigeon on one of the grip bins. I thought, wow, that's a cool detail. And no, it was just a leaf. But I thought, oh, we've upgraded to dead pigeons. But no, sadly not.
Yeah.
Maybe one for the future. But was that your tactic? Just run up and down the platforms?
I did a bit of up and down. I did a bit of here and there. I did a bit of over and under. I did all sorts. I did some up the train on occasion. But
I just don't know whether that counts. I really don't know whether it knows you're on the train, even if it's not moving. I just don't know.
Well,
so
no,
I didn't risk it.
You know that if it's moving, it takes away from the distance you've travelled on the train.
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't count you as being in charge of the train unless you're sat in the chair.
Yeah, there was an awesome thing from one of the QA guys when he was on a 4-up, and he spent the entire time running up and down the train. And it didn't count for squats. He spent an hour.
That was a disaster. It counted for nothing at all. Did I stay on the correct track, Liam? Do you want me to? I'm not going to spoil it for you, Liam. There is one moment that should provoke a minor chuckle, or maybe just a half smile. No, it's not as funny as me getting into the wrong train. But it's the same level of rampant stupidity.
I don't think you'll ever top backflipping a class 37 on tees. That is
No, there you go. Look, you can see
that lives in my mind
the
for
difference
free,
in cloud cover now.
Yeah, look at that.
You've got clear skies going on, whereas I've still got menacing.
Yeah, dynamic weather. But yeah, 37 on tees lives in my mind for free.
And I think we're both passing the same pylon. No.
I'm behind you.
I'm ahead of you on the track. Time difference now is only about a second and a half. That's fabulous. I love how closely synchronised it is. It makes it so much better to watch.
I'm sure over time I've got to fall behind because I was rubbish. I was super creeping the entire time. It was really frustrating, and I was the one driving as well.
Yeah.
I just couldn't judge it, and every time I thought,
here comes what I can only describe as probably an overshoot.
Yeah, this is it. You see.
Yeah, you've got braking one on, but you're missing by a bit. The one thing to watch out for on this is just look at the amount. I hope you can make it out on the video, but the amount of wheel slip that goes on during stopping is dramatic. And this is the mandatory. I overshot, but as long as one carriage is still in the platform, it's all good, mate.
There's no way I was going back. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did I ever go back?
This is me getting snagged up by passengers and going, "You are interfering with my jog."
Yeah.
Right, I've got myself a new ticket. Go running back down the platform. This is the one. Yeah, there we go. I go, I've got to get back to the cab. And so I went, right, stuff you people. Yeah, up inside. And yeah, often rolling. Yeah. It has to be said, I hate the asymmetric seats in this as much as I hate them in real life.
Yeah.
They are truly dreadful.
Nobody sits in the 3 anyway.
Unless you've got all 3 to yourself. I mean, if you're a person of wide hip, such as myself, which is a polite way of saying, I've got a large bottom. But if you are wide of hip, one of those little chairs means you're going to be brushed up and friendly to whichever waif and stray is sat next to you. I mean, you pity the waif and stray sat next to you, but you kind of go, I'm in the seat as best I can be. But they just haven't made it for a modern individual.
Modern individual. So the 80s individual.
Yeah, a modern individual meaning a fat bloke. I mean, call a spade a spade. There you go. I'm now getting some nice sunrise going on as well, and the light levels actually look pretty similar, which is good to see. Wide of hip. There you go. No, you can make use of that yourselves. Feel free. Take it with my best wishes.
Yeah, I definitely tried this one without going into the train, hoping that I could hear the safety systems. So yeah, I tried this one all the way to the next station. Just because I had your voice in my head saying, "Stop doing the same moves, Adam. Stop doing the same cameras." So I was like, right, I've got to do something different.
When have I ever
I've
said
got
that?
to keep Sam entertained.
Okay, all right, fine.
I'm going to risk the challenge just to entertain Sam.
Oh, okay. Well, consider me entertained. I like the snow build-up effects on the train. I think they look great.
Yeah, I'm like, 18. Okay, accelerate. Quick.
Yeah, there you go. It's all about gently feather the brake. Just don't make it go all slidey, because then all hell breaks loose.
30 going into the station. You're way confident. Do you actually stop at this one?
Yeah. You can see that I've got a bit of slip going on there, and that's before it occurs to me later on. You know what? Brakes plus sand, that might work.
I tried that and I didn't see an improvement. I tried
helps
the sander
a little, but only at higher speeds. It doesn't help so much lower down. And even then, it might have been in my head.
I've had experiences where once you're slipping, that's it. Your train is gone. Maybe it's on Southeastern. So I was so on it never to slip. Certainly braking for the worry that I was just going to lose the train. So I crawled everywhere.
Yeah, there you go. That's part of the reason I chose the main scoring for the challenge being distance on foot was because these stops are super tight.
Yeah.
And check you out repeatedly trying to set off without closing the doors.
I think that was the driver's door actually.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I thought, oh my god, where are you supposed to run on this route when you've got like 30 seconds? So.
Okay.
Can't see much
Setting
that
off
clock.
at the same time. Did you stop early on that one?
Possibly, yeah. I'm a long way down the platform. Yeah. I did stop early quite a bit because I was just getting bored of crawling into the platforms. And so I think some of the passengers. So.
Oh no, I tried to be accurate on every stop.
That's it. So the whole
but
running around thing.
I've already done my best stop this run, and there's only another 10 or 15 stops to make. So, hey ho.
Well, this is it. This is why I find the 4-ups difficult, because I am trying to play it as a simulation, and yeah, doing things away from the driver, I struggle with, because I'm like, I've got to do it. I've got to drive it right. But then at the same time, I have to remind myself, we're here to have fun.
Well, it's fun, but you want to do it properly. I'm telling you, I'm itching to do another one of the sand patch challenges, because
the
that was
shunting one?
such good fun.
That was a JD and Nat.
The shunting challenge was an absolute delight. I mean, it went awfully for everybody involved, apart from Jamie, who was cheating. Yeah, there you go. It's a nice big slip. I think I'm only off by about 15 yards, something like that. I mean, only 15 yards. Still in the platform. It's all good. But that's brakes too. You can't use brakes too. You slide.
No, yeah. Again, surely the traction systems. Maybe this is why Hunslet Barclay went under. I don't know. It's their last train before they folded.
The shunting challenge was particularly good because it was solve this in your own way as quickly as you can.
Yes, I do love that gameplay. It does frustrate me, the shunting, being so led in Train Sim World. You have a marshal instruction in Train Sim Classic,
right,
which is just kind of leave it to the player to decide what to do.
I'm with you, but that's in the scenario stuff. I mean, if you're using free roam, you can just shuffle stuff around all day and have a rare old time.
But then you're limited to anywhere that hasn't got signals. So if you can do it,
yeah. So yeah,
if you can do it in a main yard as well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
we need marshal instructions for sure.
Yeah,
this was a good run around. This was a nice long stop. I stopped.
You plant some flowers. Oh, that's nice. I was desperately looking for any kind of a thing to actually interact with. I was thinking, I could place a newspaper, maybe a map. But no, I didn't bump into any of them in any of my wild and varied travels.
No, yeah, I couldn't find the teddy bear. I was looking out for the teddy bear the whole time. I wasn't going for the chocolate.
Oh, you're late. Dearie me.
Well, that depends, you see, if you're saying that walking around...
There's you trying to go again before the door's closed. That's why well, it's not. I do it manually because I like doing it manually. I like clicking on the thing to make it close. I like clicking the button on the console to make the doors open rather than using the keyboard or the radial menu or anything like that. It's just more fun. Plus, I find it actually useful. Well, useful is possibly too strong a word.
Keyboard master race, though, I probably should use a controller.
I like knowing where the button is to do the thing on the dash on the console.
Yeah, no, yeah. Here we go again. I'm like, right, I've got to choose a different angle here. I've already used too many. So, holding onto the roof.
Let's do a quick scores on the doors after this stop. I am currently ahead due to you playing fast and loose with stopping locations. 7,822 plays, 76.76. So you're down by a chunk at the moment.
That's a whole station stop right there. Yeah, they're adding up.
Actually, I was further ahead of you down the track, so you're actually 77.06. You're adrift by about 145.
Let's see how I get on. Of course, in the real world, never do this. Way too close to the overhead catenary. Not safe at all.
You're not supposed to ride on the roof.
Always treat trains with respect.
Right, okay, here we go. It's now 1:30. Here is why this is a 2-up challenge rather than a 4-up challenge. When the challenges are set out, we figure out who's going to do what and when, and then about a week before this stream, or the equivalent thereof, I will distribute the challenge to all those taking part. All those taking part will then go and do the do. send me their video files, and I will combine it into something magnificent and beautiful and synchronized at some weird time of the day. Unfortunately, last week I was down one PC. The PC in question being the one that I do any of this stuff with. So not only could I not issue the challenge because I didn't know which route we were going to do, which timetable service we were going to do, but I then couldn't put the thing together anyway. Now, Nat and Matt both cleared off on holiday on Friday, and said to me, "Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll still do it. We'll still do it. We'll definitely." And so they didn't do it. Adam, however, is only off on his break today, and therefore had no choice but to do it. So
well,
yeah,
being the younger version of you, I thought I had to make an appearance this evening just to give you a run for your money.
Don't try and put that myth. It's only because we've both got facial hair and it confuses people. It's, white, vaguely ginger people all look the same. I used to be vaguely ginger. Obviously, these days I'm not vaguely anything. I'm definitely grey. Lots of it. If Adam was my son, I wouldn't tolerate him wearing that jumper. That's the end of that. Yes, so no, we wanted to do an old crew kind of all-star special with all of the mirth and banter that you've come to know and love. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So that is why we are but two bold gladiators taking on the challenges of the West Midlands.
I'm certainly practicing to take my voice to a lower octave.
It's going to need a lot more abuse than that, Adam. You're also going to need to be you're going to need to be slightly more barrel-chested than you are at the moment. There you go. Is my livery downloaded? Yes, it is the Tyne and Wear Metro livery that is available on the Creators Club.
The black and the silver does look pretty snazzy, I must say.
Yeah. The only thing I'd change, if I was the livery designer in the real worlds, I'd get rid of the big M off the start of it, off the front. It looks a bit rubbish. Just stylistically, just looks a bit rubbish. There's nothing wrong with the livery in this. It's a good representation, but in the real world, I'd dump it because it's just not.
Doesn't add.
Doesn't snap.
To me, I think the Aqua Fresh generation of the 80s, yeah. Simple colour blocks.
Yep,
goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Primary colours, lots of them. Yeah, make that happen.
Printed liveries of today are just too clever.
Yeah.
Which is why they had to bring in the whole door visibility thing, because you couldn't friggin' find where you're supposed to enter the train.
No. I love the approach to New Street. I think they're being overly cautious with the approach to New Street and the speed limits that go on there, but it's really good stuff in terms of, because I'm about to flip out to the outside camera. It gives you lots of opportunity to just gently cruise past the camera in your train.
Not for my approach. No, I saw the 20. I had no idea it went to 10.
Did you bypass the speed limit there, Adam? Yeah. Also, this is one for dab a throttle and release the throttle. Bit of a dab and release. That's on the way out. On the way in, it's a touch of brake and then let it off. Just a touch of brake, just to keep you on the speed limit. Not so, Londo. No, I don't think speed limits are overly cautious. I think these are overly cautious. But no, I like speed limits because that's gameplay. That's wherein the challenge cometh. The challenge cometh in marshalling your train correctly.
That's why I don't think that something like a Eurostar would be an actually interesting route, because what's the point of sitting there at 300? I
think it would be dreadfully dull.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I tend to switch off if you haven't asked me to do anything in about 5 minutes. If you haven't asked me to slow down, speed up, look at a signal, press a cube key or something along those lines in the space of about 5 minutes, then I'm going...
Yeah. Got 2 hours of it on that.
Give me something to do. But but that's me, and you know, I'm easily unamused.
Screensaver. Yeah, totally. I tell you why I like your livery though. It's not the colour scheme. It's because it looks like the Heathrow Express, and that the silver.
And
sheen.
you're particularly fond of the Heathrow Express?
Yes, yeah. Just because of the black and the silver and the shiny. At least before they started advertising all over it, then it went to pop. So yeah. But yeah, it's a slow crawl into New Street. Jeez.
Yeah, there's good chat about the high speed stuff. I think if we were to do a Eurostar route, I would advocate for make the Channel Tunnel about 3, 4, maybe 5 miles long. You don't need it to be the full length, and do some magic to the clock while you're in there, so that the timing on the clock matches as though you'd done the whole thing.
Yeah, because it is just a wiggly black hole.
I mean, there'd be nothing to stop us doing, because I mean, it's not a massive terrain build to do the entirety of the tunnel, but I think that way you could possibly spend a little bit more time making it longer at both ends.
At both ends. There's a phrase.
You know, yeah, you know. Like a fast travel, but it'd be invisible because you're already in a tunnel. So it'd be like an invisible fast travel, effectively. That wouldn't take anything away from the experience of driving the train, unless you just like going super fast in a black hole.
Well, the space.
There's something for everyone there. That said, have to caveat with we got no plans to do Eurostar at the moment. I think that's one of the licenses that have always gone no.
Yeah, I thought going on console might have them interested, but no.
Oh, this is the New Street runaround.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had a good time at New Street. I was looking for the awesome big bay windows. I think I find it just up here. Yeah. That's really cool. I've been there a few times actually. That's the end of the station that I like to hang out.
That was me realising I'd run back to the wrong end of the train.
How did you know it was still your train as well? Did you check that?
Because I left my door open. I leave the driver's door open and all the keys in there, just in case there's some important reason why someone needs to get in and make off with your train.
Did you get that? I didn't. I just got the message saying, "Do you want to give up your train?" You didn't get it.
I don't think I spent as long outside the train.
I thought it was only 2 minutes, but yeah, fair enough. Right, what are the scores? We leave New Street then. I'm a long way behind, it seems. That's not.
And we both got driver alerts there.
10. Oh, he's on 10. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
And 3.
But we're both
9, 8.
setting
Oh,
off
man.
pretty much simultaneously. This is good stuff. This is. It would have been nice to have. I mean, with Nat, anything could happen. I mean, Nat would have overshot the entire train at the first stop.
Should have been arriving in Bristol.
And then she'd have sent me a terse message via Teams going, "Who chose this?" And I said, "Go and do it properly. You have to slow down a bit slow earlier." But it would have been nice to have Matt in the mix as well. Because, bit of a spoiler, because we're not there yet. But it's close, this one. It's very close.
How can it be I'm so far behind and I know what's coming up? At least on my end. So that something has to go wrong up ahead. Something else has to go wrong.
Bad Guy 89 says, "I realise licenses are very popular, but what about doing something like that unbranded, and then the Creators Club people can do what they like?" Well, there's a murky area for you. If we've asked permission to use something and they've gone no, and we go and do it anyway and go, "Well, we've just not used your colour scheme." However, these 15 people in our community have gone off and recreated it. Oops. Doesn't work. Doesn't go so well. So we always try and get legit licenses. We all do, because that's what we're about. Legit licenses. If you haven't taken the survey yet, go take the survey. Because there is a question in there specifically with regards to how important licenses are. And it's interesting to get a feel for how many people are no license, not interested, and how many people are, if it's fun, I don't care. Both are equally valid. Yeah, thank you there, Derek. See, Derek there chucking a link in at just the right time. Beautiful work. Yeah, if you've not taken it already, go and take the survey. We use the results of that survey to guide long-term development. And it also helps to tie what we're seeing elsewhere, helps to unify the feedback we get through Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and that kind of thing, along with the forums, along with all of the telemetry we get out of the game itself. So all of the raw data, who's playing what and for how long, all of that kind of stuff. Tying it all together with the survey gives us a very good rounded picture of who our players are and what they care about and what's important.
Do you mean we don't just pick a route out of the hat and go, let's do it?
No. It might feel like it.
I have to say, my after that wonderful input there, thank you very much. My sky looks way better than yours.
It does, doesn't it? But that's because I've got the weather closing in. The weather's coming for me. You've got a nice day ahead.
Oh man, no! In this section, I had a heart attack. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going past the station," and I literally had to hold myself off the keyboard. I was going to emergency brake it and everything. It's like I haven't had a station I've had to go through for ages. I literally had a heart attack going through that.
Yeah. That's good. There you go. You can lead the conversation for a bit. I'm just enjoying the show, to be honest. I may go and drive it again as soon as we're done. I really enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun.
It's definitely good. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait for if and when we develop more trains that run in this area. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's a really good.
I'd be surprised if we didn't, because we've built New Street now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The good thing is, if we were to build something else that hit New Street at some point, it would allow us to go back and maybe, tighten the odd nut and screw, and then add some more stuff in. Otherwise, it seems like that's something rather colossal you've built to only use once. But that's just me. I'm not hinting at nothing. Not hinting. Just not hinting. Just not hinting. Not hinting.
I'll
let you know when I am hinting, because I'll pull facial expressions.
I'm hurtling towards a red light here, without braking.
Are you about to get very, very lucky? Yes, this is the red. I stopped early for this red. I drove like a good, sensible individual. Whereas, what are you doing? 27 with 200 yards to go. Well, I know when the light changes, so you're about to fluke this, aren't you?
No, this one is. I think you have to have stopped. This is.
Oh, really?
Changing direction after the station. We're getting to Spaghetti Junction here, so. Although you've already arrived, what's the deal with that?
I drive better than you.
Just throw that in. Yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
Unlock both. Go.
Sounds like the Titanic, something colossal used only once. Well, yes, arguably that's because it wasn't quite fit for purpose for a secondary use. Check you out, crossing the rails every opportunity you get. You're a menace.
Both ways.
You might be sporting a high-vis vest, but honestly, I did it once and I went, "Ooh, the chat aren't going to like that. They'll tell me off for doing that," and I thought I shall respect the chat and not do it anymore. But you're just tearing around like you don't care.
The irony then that I'm having to respect the Sam and the requirements he brings.
I know, and I'm doing it properly. What on earth is happening?
Yeah, so my weather takes a huge downturn here. I think this is really cool.
Sorry, nothing.
Really, really
what?
Nice. It suddenly goes, and actually, I had this, I think the same day I drove this. Horrendous fog landed in the area, and
you've got fog now, and I haven't. I get fog later on.
Yeah.
Wow, your fog bank really came out of nowhere. It was looking like you were getting a sunny day.
Came around the corner, and then yeah, well, it's the M5, is it?
Thank you, Liam.
The M6 pollution.
Thank you, Derek. There you go. People just looking out for me because I'm sneezing. That's fun, the other thing I noticed on this that I liked, it might not be to everyone's taste, but I quite like the little the flare that comes off the signals in certain lighting conditions.
Bloom. Yeah, a few people have been saying that. We did that on Holiday Express. Although I think maybe we went a bit too far on Holiday Express because it was compounded by the blur in the background, the depth of field.
Yeah.
So things went quite super bloomed. But yeah, there's been a lot of comments about that, about applying it to more routes. So maybe one for my team to roll back. We'll see.
Yeah. The Night Rail, the reason that we pre-record the videos for this to ensure that we can synchronise the clocks in-game. And the clock sync in this is in about 30 minutes' time. So they're off by a second and a bit at the moment. But so that means we can synchronise it up. And also because I want to do a live one of these at some point, a live head-to-head where it's me versus Matt, and we both do our best to put the other person off.
Man, you should see the concentration I go through. I have to shut everything down.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just, especially on a route like this, you need a ton of concentration.
Yeah. You do take it deadly seriously. That what was it? The 8-up challenge. Man, I swear I gave myself a headache afterwards. I was concentrating so hard, and I had so many PZBs going off.
Yeah. Well, the 8-up challenge was. It suggested to me never do that again. No, logistically, it was just a nightmare. It was a lovely idea, but just dreadful. The original multiplayer challenge was me versus Dimitri, and that was in the office, and we were on 2 PCs right next to each other. And it was it was on Train Sim Classic as well.
I was saying to you before the stream, I was trying to remember our first stream, and that was, we were sat next to each other, so it must have been 2019, at least, maybe earlier. Yeah. No,
the original was me versus Dimitri, and that was the same weekend, because it was Festival of Rail weekend. It was the same weekend that I made Matt play Train Sim Classic using a Guitar Hero controller. And the same weekend that I made Matt drive blindfolded. There was all kinds of I was telling him what to do, and he was driving the train.
Well, we've had one where the stream drives the train, haven't we?
Yes. Or at least Max configured the API to have the stream drive the train. But that's Train Sim Classic.
That is hilarious.
We need to get some external APIs going for TSW, not least of all, so that people can hook up all of the fabulous dials and dashboards and gizmos and what have you to use on desktop.
Yeah.
There isn't a video on demand for those, unfortunately. Those early ones, they were one and done. It was Twitch only back then.
I'm doing a bit of train surfing here. I've got my skis out. I'm hanging on the back like Mr. Bean.
Why'd you hang off the back?
Just because you get that.
No. A serious question. Because if I'm doing a shot like that, I'll hang off the front, but I'll be facing backwards, so I'll be looking at the train coming towards me.
Well, no, because I'm trying to look at where I'm going here, and you can see
you
that's.
You can't see much from the back, though.
Well, you could before the kick-up effects came in on Train Sim 3, and then you just get snow in your face. But yeah. So it looks now that I'm not ahead. No. Oh.
No, I'm afraid you're not. No, you're trailing.
I did leave the previous station before you as well. Again, my super creep is coming in. That's not good.
Yeah, I know. It's only taken me a few years, but finally I'm good at this now. You know. Well, good is relative, but I'm solid at this. It takes a bit to catch me up. I need to spend a ton more time using PZB because I don't understand the logic of it. That's what catches me out. Is I don't know what it's trying to do. Once you
Trying
understand,
to catch you out to make sure you pay attention. That's
but
what
it
I've
could
got.
just do that by going bloop. Okay, that. I mean, the same way that Dead Man's Handles work all over the world. No. PZB's multiple flashing lights that have no bearing on what's actually going on. It's very un-German as well. Every German I've ever come into contact with has been incredibly logical and incredibly sensible, and things just make sense and they just work. In this case, it's anybody's flaming guess.
Well, I took a cab ride way back in the day when we were developing, was it Rail Simulator or Rail Works, and the driver, you know, the PCP would just be going off and the train would stop and it'd reset everything and off we'd go again. And he just said, yeah, that's what we do. We learn the reset sequence. And that was it.
That's
And
not
it was
good.
really casual about it.
Well, no wonder everybody complains about Deutsche Bahn being flaming late all the time. It's because the drivers are constantly having to reset PZB.
Yeah.
Or bop it. yeah, bop it would be a more logical system. Yeah, very good. Right, Zepha's fine. I have no problem with Zepha. That's straightforward. That's a doddle. Slap it into LZB. That's all good darts as well. But PZB's just been developed by a maniac. Somebody goes, I am leaving you something. I'm leaving you a gift there, friends, for you to enjoy in future generations. And every time you cry because of the PZB, I shall grow more powerful and wait my return. It's the demon prince of Deutsche Bahn. There you go. That's how it works. I've not read that in a book, but I'm pretty certain it's true. Good. Right. I'm not only are you trailing in score now, Adam, you're also trailing in track position as well. And you're still charging up and down. You've got the locked door signal. Come on. You haven't got time for this. In the 4-up, this gambit may have worked for you because the rules were... The rules are not this anymore. We'll let the chat decide who won. The rules were... it is the furthest distance travelled on foot, but the lowest score is eliminated. To stop exactly that kind of behaviour. But you see, if there were all 4 of us, it's that kind of gambling that might just have worked. But it's just 2 of us. And so you've got to be competitive on score. And you're not.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time of recording. You see, I thought there would be 4 of us. But yeah, the fog is really playing with me now because I can't see where the stations are. I don't use the augmented marker. So yeah, I was constantly looking out.
Do you know what? What I want? Yeah, I now definitely want. This is it. This is my dream. Now, Matt, you might be watching. You might be listening in the background. You might watch later. I want an API for TSW whereby I can hook PZB controls up to a bop it. Because there's the right number, and it's a twist it and spin it and hit it, flick it, and all of that kind of bit. I will do exactly that, and I also want it to actually say the thing that it wants through the bop it. I think we could then sell that as a physical product, and people would be well into it. Bop It Trains Edition. I mean, that would be magnifique. Yep. There we are. That's what I want it to do.
I've gone for another. I'm off the station again. See ya.
No, yeah, this is me. This is me beeping as I think that this was the one where I crossed over to the other side, and I was just like, I don't like
the wet
doing
platform
it.
comes
I don't
in.
like doing it. People get upset about that. It occurred to me shortly afterwards that I cross back, don't even check if anything's coming. I go. I have had occasions where I've been running down the track, and then I've been swept up into another train, like the twins from the Matrix.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it's delightful, if somewhat unrealistic.
You then can't get off again, can you?
No, you can. What you have to do is you've got to walk up to the passenger door, open it, and jump out again. At which point you're probably a fair shake away from where you left your train.
Yeah.
At which point you have to keep telling it, no, I don't want to relinquish control.
Well, surely I've lost now. I'm a good station stop behind you, as in like points.
Right,
There's no
let's
way I'm
wait
catching
for
that.
both to have definitely given the points. They both have given the points. The scores is close. 15,720 versus 15,307. You're 400 and change adrift at the moment.
I've also just realised what does happen at the end.
I don't know why.
I get
Well,
a
don't
bit.
spoil the end, Adam. Otherwise, people will stop watching, and then what will we do?
Damn it!
You know, we'll have
back on the-
important people go, well, everyone stopped watching the stream. Why did you continue? I didn't know everyone stopped watching the stream. Well, you told them what was going to happen. No, that wasn't me, it was Adam. They go, well, you should have reined him in. I tried.
With the mute button before the stream.
Yeah. What about Dance Control Mat for PCB? Yeah. Or Donkey Konga drums, for those of you who remember Donkey Konga on the Wii. Pair of bongos.
That'd be cool. Bongo controls. Wow, my fog just doesn't go away. It really hampers. Fog is worse than any other weather, I think.
Why is that?
Because I'm generally reading what I can see ahead. I'm not necessarily looking at the HUDs.
All of
and
the
so the
gubbins.
fact that I can't see, yeah. I think it does clear up. But,
There you go, it's all quiet. What do you want to talk about? It's just nice. Also, a little bit of quiet here and there allows people to enjoy it for a moment before we just start rabbiting on about a load of old rubbish again.
yeah, this is one of the stations where it's like, oh my god. Oh yeah, one of the stations comes in at the last minute. I'm watching out for it, and it doesn't render.
What?
I
Really?
need, yeah. And then I'm driving along at like 40, and then suddenly the station appears. I'm like, ah!
I thought some of the I thought there were one or two station stop positions that I thought were a bit off, as in they were a bit too early on the platform. But then it occurred to me I'm only running a short consist, so maybe I'm wrong. But it felt like, I can't remember which one it was, but it felt like one of them was too far up the platform. But again, look at you finding flowers everywhere. I am.
It's the only one I could find.
Didn't
You know,
find
I
anything
wanted,
on my journey.
I wanted the teddy bear. I couldn't find the teddy bear. Or the route
How's
maps.
the new PC? New PC's magical, magical. The new PC.
Especially when it comes to streaming.
TSW has never run as well as it does on the new one. Never run as well. It does 60 frames a second, apart from the stutter, which, that's going to need some kind of ritual sacrifice to make that go away. But aside from the stutter, it runs 60 frames a second VSync locked the entire time. What are the specs? Pretty high. I'm now running. It is an i7, but it's 13700 and change. It's the best i7 that you can get in the current gen, and then 32 gig of RAM and still running the 3090. Felt no reason to upgrade to anything from the 3090. 3090 is lovely. I did the Cyberpunk test as well. Cyberpunk,
Is that
60
the new
frames a second,
benchmark?
VSync, the whole shebang, magical.
Yeah, I remember those.
With
PC.
RTX turned on as well.
Yeah, install all your favourite games again and see what they look like. And then uninstall them again. Did you do any more in Cyberpunk?
Sure, it's not an i9. No, it's only an i7. I had a dalliance with an i9. Didn't need it. Yeah, it's an i7's absolutely fine. For a lot of games, you don't number crunch that much. It genuinely doesn't use the processor as much as you think it's going to.
I mean, you said this was close, but I can't see how I'm ever going to get back.
Adam, it's close. All right, it's close.
It's close.
I mean, look, being a couple of 100 points adrift is nothing. A couple of speeding,
Knowing what I know,
a couple of
is,
speeding
I'm supposed to be
incidences,
ahead.
and some good stops versus bad stops, and that reverses immediately.
Sorry for my coughing.
Video editing we need 9.9. No, it doesn't. No, it genuinely doesn't. Not if you got a 3090, it doesn't. With video editing, the heavy lifting is all done with the GPU.
Don't they also have like a little mini 4K screen? Like it's like this big or something, isn't it?
What's that?
They record 4K images, but the screen is only this big. It's really weird. It's awesome. What station is this? Four Oaks.
Anyway, I did a benchmark of my 9900K against this new one, and the new one blows it out of the water. So I was going, which I'm sure is a 13700, but I'll have to double check. I haven't got it memorised yet. I just went firepower. That's what I want. So you know, it's the same thing. Is that I'm not doing anything more complex. But that's me future-proofed for another few years. Oh, you can video edit on anything. The trick to video editing, if you are trying to edit big stuff, is create a low-resolution render of your original footage, and then edit that. The trick is keep it exactly the same length. So it's called a proxy. You create a proxy version of your video. Do a low resolution version of it, because that way you can manipulate it in your editing timeline, piece of cake, and then you substitute the clips back over to the big heavyweight version when you're done, and when you render it out it uses the heavyweight stuff rather than the proxies. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's clever. You wouldn't necessarily think of it. It's a very clever system. We're done on PC specs too, Joy. We're on video editing now, briefly, and pretty soon we'll be back about talking about other things and how Adam's losing at the moment and how badly Adam's losing at the moment.
Spaghetti.
We're about to pass the same box at the same time. No,
I'm slightly ahead of you, but I think the time is synced now. What was the time sync? It's like 8:30.
well, I set the sync point at 43, so you never know. I mean, it could be. We could be synced for quite some time because we were only a couple of seconds out to begin with. So you've got me on track position, but I'm rolling it for faster than you are. But actually, you've started your approach braking already. But yeah, braking in the snow, braking one.
Braking in the rain as well, so it's becoming ice by this point. Yeah, I get very overcautious.
I've never experienced too much slip braking in the rain.
Well, here comes your fog as well.
Maybe I need to try it some more. Yeah, I've started getting the fog coming. You're clearing up again, look.
I just go.
Give you guidance on the perfect Yule log. I'll just go and buy one. Who's got that kind of time? But I am going to be doing my my Coca-Cola roasted ham pretty soon. I've got the dovetail ham sat in the fridge, and I'm going to slow cook it in Coke.
In Coke?
Yeah.
What's
Coke,
the deal with that?
some cloves, a bit of
some
cinnamon.
clothes.
Yeah, cloves.
Cloves. I thought like socks.
No,
or
not
something.
clothes. What? You fool, cloves. What else do you put in there? Star anise, bang some of that in there as well. You don't want to use too much, and you don't want to use too many cloves. Neither. But you slow cook it, and you get a sticky coated, very ridiculously flavoursome output the other end. Once you pick up a slow cooker, Adam, there's no coming back. Slow cooking is the future, and indeed the past.
Well, the thing is, I've half eaten my ham already. I've been having ham sandwiches for a week, so.
Hey, Train Simulator Driver says, I thought the dovetail ham was Sam. Hey, very good. Very good. Oh, that's gold. 10 points to Gryffindor. That's excellent. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's superb. Oh, that's tickled me. That has. That's good. And it's very accurate. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Oh, very good.
Bathing in Coke, yeah.
I thought air frying was the new thing. No, that's voodoo. It's like microwaves. Can't get behind it. Can't get into it. No. It's just
Lasers.
It's wrong and bad and shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, it's witchcraft. I can't describe it the way I usually do. Last time I tried to describe a microwave, I had to bleep myself because it was on all of my videos. Alright, where are we now? I can't quite read it from here. Where are we?
Blake Street.
Blake Street.
Yeah, I forgot while I was driving it. I had driven a couple, but forgot just how many stops there are. I knew that the score had to be 22,000 of some kind, so I just kept looking up where's my score at. I know how far away I am.
I don't know how you can use the radial menu. I don't know how you can do it. Once you get used to not using the radial menu, there's clearly no going back.
It's a keyboard. It's a keyboard shortcut.
I don't want that horrible MacGuffin on my screen. Yes, you've gone to look at the cat because you knew where it was.
Yay!
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you get stuck behind passengers.
And you're on the wrong side of the track again. Doesn't check. He's getting into the door from the middle of the railway. Oh, dearie me.
Those doors open so slowly.
I know, I'm turning into one of those people that yell at me for leaving my door open when I'm driving it like a UPS van. I love driving it like a UPS van. That speaks to me. But there it is. Are we going to get a cameo from Jeff today? No, we're not. No, we're not. Jeff's downstairs enjoying the warmth. It's a weird. This is a weird angle, Adam. I can't fault you for it, but at the same time, it's weird. Because it's just not exciting to look at.
So long as the train doesn't come the other way.
It's not exciting. Yeah, and you're going to get smacked in the face by another train.
It's the shine down the side though. I'm very jealous of.
Yes, I'll give you that. I'll grant you that. That's quite nice. Look at this. I've got a proper pea super going on.
A lot of people take some amazing shots, and I wanted to try and capture some.
Well, you're not going to do it from this angle. It's rubbish.
Well, it's Birmingham. What are you talking about? That was a great camera 8. It's like, what? It's supposed to be ahead of the train. It just put me up in a tree with a squirrel.
Yeah. Do we get any Colonel cam? No, we don't get any Colonel cam today. You know why not? Because I'm playing it properly. That's the other thing, is that there's precious I mean, I had to go like, oh, do some exterior cameras. I go, but I want to get this right. I want to do it properly. I want to try and get it right. Playing for
on a challenge where you said running was the most important thing.
On a challenge where I said running was the most important thing, but it's the reason that I chose running was because I know that the temptation, because you've got to be back at the cab on time, and I thought that was, I think Adam was trying to say something mean about Birmingham, but he's going to walk that back in a moment.
Well, especially as I'm moving there, so. Yeah,
what? Sorry?
Become my new. I'm moving to Birmingham, so it's going to become my new home city. Yeah.
No, whereabouts?
Kidderminster.
That's not Birmingham. That's Kidderminster.
Well, that's like saying London is where
Kent.
the M25 is.
That's what you're saying. You're saying that Kent is basically London, which it isn't. No,
well, traffic-wise,
Kidderminster's not Birmingham. I mean, you're moving towards that kind of area. Oh no, rubbish. I apologise for my comrade who knows absolutely nothing about British geography.
Being the person in charge of route geography.
It's like saying Southend Airport's in London, absolutely, or that Luton Airport's in London.
Isn't it London Luton?
Equally ridiculous.
And London
or that Stansted Airport's in London. In fact, any London airport that you care to mention other than London Airport is in London, because they're not.
London Luton International Airport as well.
You clown. Anyway, it's not bad. Kidderminster's quite nice.
Yeah, and it wasn't any reason for the railway either. That did come second.
Oxford, London. Yeah, I mean, Oxford's just as bad in terms of it's nowhere flipping near London. What are you talking about? Now, of course, you compare this with our friends in America, where they see anything under a... How much have you overshot here? A lot. Okay. Who see anything under a 6-hour drive between two places as basically being the same place. And you kind of go, no, that's not true. On this wee small island, anything that's further than 15 minutes away, and it might as well be in a different country.
Yeah, Bournemouth International, London Airport.
Ash, thank you for the comment, Ash. This is your first time here. How come? Oh yeah, for some reason I get stranded on the bridge here. More perplexingly still, because I'm in an external camera, is the cars are beeping at me as though I'm standing in the way.
Love it.
But I am not, for I am merely a spectre.
Meanwhile, I'm driving. Oh, you're driving as well, fair enough.
Yeah, Ash, sorry, I was going to answer your question. Ash, this is what is usually a 4-up challenge, where there's 4 of us doing it at once, but today it's only 2 of us. What we do is we both take on exactly the same timetable, playing the same service with the same train and the same weather settings and everything else, record it independently. I then edit them together, and we watch them back while having mirthful and gentle banter along the way about who is clearly the superior driver. It's me. And that's the show.
Well, when you're running,
today,
which is what you said the rule today was, and then of course you're like, yeah, running's not important anymore. You got to drive the train properly.
Yes. The side challenge in today's show is you have to travel the most distance you can on foot. Originally there were supposed to be 4 of us, but there's only 2 of us because the other 2 went on holiday. So far the banter has outweighed the trains. It has a little bit, hasn't it? That's why we need 4 people, because we can make the train conversations last a little bit longer. But hey, it's all friendly. It's a non-serious stream. We like to chuck a non-serious stream in where it's mostly about the fun of it.
In all fairness, I think any time I'm brought on, it's a non-serious stream because I don't.
Oh, don't
take things seriously enough.
Don't you be putting yourself down. You are a vital piece of the machinery. You can't get enough banter when it comes to Birmingham. All right, show you're working. I find Birmingham to be a splendidly serious place, and I like the look of the ballroom. I've been in it. It's not as interesting inside as you expect it's going to be, but outside it's really interesting.
The Bullring Shopping Centre.
If you see me, it's a non-serious stream. I like that. I like that. It used to be, if you saw me rock up, I was like the Kate Adie of the streams. You kind of go, you see me and Matt rock up at the same time, you go like, uh-oh, Matt's about to get a kicking.
I never wanted to be on those streams, though.
No, this is Matt takes a kicking, the stream. He takes it in his stride. And without Matt, where would we be?
Still not seeing how many.
Moggy knows a pointless fact about Birmingham. Go for it. Go on. We're interested. We're listening. You have our attention.
Okay. It's all on Moggy.
It's your first time, Ash. No, I got that. And it isn't immediately obvious because it might lead to a sharp intake of breath going, multiplayer? And kind of go, no, sadly not. Closest we've got at the moment.
Still hanging on Moggy's words.
We're waiting. It better be interesting after this.
He's
Is this
now
new
Googling
Edinburgh
interesting
route?
facts.
I don't know. There isn't a new Edinburgh route. Not one that
If
exists.
it was,
No, this is
we would be streaming it.
Birmingham. Birmingham is where we are at the moment.
Yeah. Just north of London, isn't it?
Yes. Part of Kidderminster, apparently. This better be good, Moggy. You've built this up too much. Better be good. Better be good.
scraping it out. He's chiseling.
I would, because we're not going to say anything else until we've seen this amazing factoid about Birmingham. Are we on Twitch? We are on Twitch. We're also on YouTube. We're also on the Facebook, for reasons. Our alarms went off at exactly the same time there.
Birmingham, north of the beginning. Exactly. I only said it without a river, though.
Have Rivet announced their route yet? No, they haven't, but they've put out a teaser video. If you haven't seen it, Rivet put out a teaser video for what they're working on next. Back in the 1970s, Birmingham shelled out a ton of money to have Telly Savalas do a promotional video about the city. Birmingham, it's my kind of town. That's what it is. Who loves you, Birmingham? It's a great video. If you've never seen it, it's fantastic. It's hilarious because all the footage they've got underneath of it, it looks grim. As you've got Telly Savalas describing it as though it's, you know, the most glamorous part of Vegas or something, and he never actually visited the city. No, because if he had visited it, he would have not been able to do it with a straight face.
Have you seen what's happened?
What's
I got
happened?
way too premature. I thought this was the only Lichfield station, so I ran off. I closed all the train down.
You thought you'd reached the end of the run.
And it was like, okay, now stop at Lichfield.
Oops. No, the way you can tell, I think the Twitch is Train Sim World official these days. I can't remember off the top of my head. No, the way you can tell is when your next stop goes blank. There is no next stop if you're at the last stop on the run.
Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention to that because I'm not paying attention to the UI, am I? I was just like, hey, I'm at Lichfield, awesome.
Derek's got a question for you, actually. A work-related question. Put your brain back in gear. It's not a roadmap stream, but how's the process been for onboarding new third parties for TSW3?
Really cool. We have run through route and track building. I have some stuff scheduled for gameplay next. So we're going to spend some time on calls with the third parties doing gameplay. So yeah, that's going to be a cool thing. Certainly for the Alan Thompson Sim crew. I know they are very, very keen to get their hands on how to make gameplay. So I'm looking forward. I'm sure I won't need to spend much time with them before they run away and start doing amazing things. So
do the new devs know what they want to make yet? Or are they literally just throwing things around and figuring out what makes it tick?
They definitely all come in with an idea about what they want to do, and then that quickly changes when they get to grips with the tools.
when they experience the reality.
Yeah, not necessarily in a bad way, but also expanding horizons and stuff and what you can achieve. So maybe their original idea was potentially too limiting. So yeah, they do quickly change. A lot of them have gone through several rounds. We also want to make sure that people are doing different things. So some of that comes up and planning ahead to make sure there's no overlap. But yeah. We're going through making sure they've got experience in the various tools, and then we show them a bit more and a bit more. So yeah, it's looking really, really good. And you know, for example, the T9 team doing Chinese Japanese stuff, they've got some great ideas, but they want to take it slow as well. Whereas we've had Just Trains on for quite a bit, and they're still working away, making sure they get things right, making sure they understand what they're doing. So yeah, it's all going really, really well. Wanted to get a few more sessions in before Christmas, but other things took priority, so we've organised them for the new year. So make a strong start in 23.
Oh, good. A couple more questions that have come up. Are we planning to do another UK route? Yes. Are we going to tell you what it is? No. Not that kind of stream. We don't announce things here. This is largely just for fun. Ash also asks, are we going to do more routes around Birmingham? I would expect so, but nothing has been announced, and that's not me dropping a hint at all. It's just, as I discussed earlier on in the stream, we've built New Street now, so it would make sense to do some more services that made use of it. But nothing to announce on that front.
I have indeed run into an issue here. Something tripped. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it, and Yeah, maybe it was TPWS. I was going too fast. I don't know, but I could not get that train going. So I'm sat there
really?
having
Because
been
I've finished.
premature.
I'm done.
Yeah, having been premature at the previous station, I'm now completely blowing the last station. So, so it does come down to. Well, I'm clearly going to be eliminated because I'm not going to get that score. But how's your
It's
walking?
okay. I'm gonna let the chat decide the victor based on run distance. I did 1.5 miles, so no slouch, no slouch when it comes to running around aimlessly.
Let's see how close. But you've got your 0.0000001 stop. Where is it?
The very first one. You'll have to watch it back. I don't scroll any further than this.
Ah. Here we go. Finally getting into the real Lichfield, just outside Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got a red coming up here. You plan to stop for that, or are you
I was just going to jump out and leg it. That was my plan. Yeah, like at the last station. Given what I did at the previous station, did not want to show my face.
Don't be down on yourself. I mean, look. Even though you've had a bit of a fluffed ending here, still a solid run throughout.
Rick, open.
I mean, it ends up fairly close.
So what did you have? You had 20.
There we go. So the final score's on the doors. You've run 1.9 miles. Absolutely. I concede to you, you did run around like a wally. More than I did. You wallied it up way more than I. Where else have you driven the 323 on training centre, obviously?
Yeah, I have driven it. And obviously I was driving the different services.
Sorry, Adam, I didn't bother with the training centre. I went, I've driven trains before, I'll go straight in.
Well, no, because I was also testing which services to run as well.
Oh, yeah, I know. Anyway, your score has finished up just a drift of mine, so I want it on the score. You want it on the distance. It was a distance challenge, but the lowest score is eliminated, and therefore I win.
Sam does challenges just to win them.
There's always, I'm afraid, there's always a clause. And you've tripped yourself up on that front. But no, I'll give it to you. You can have that one. That's fine. Yeah, even though I drove well and you didn't. That's
Loved it.
That's all.
It was definitely a great challenge. It was a disappointment not to have Nat and Matt.
It was. It would have been great to have everybody.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, why is the top line different? Look, if you see over yours.
Yeah.
You've got the route listed at the top of yours with the medal next to it. Mine doesn't have the route listed next to it.
Logged in, yeah, you're logged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Seen that a few
peculiar.
times.
There'll be a reason. Jordan will know.
He doesn't want to know, but you're right.
Jordan will definitely know, but he might not want to know. No, that's an interesting question. Not entirely important. I'm on a dev build. I'm not. Oh no, not me.
No, not me either. Yeah, that's why my skin is available on.
I'll stick to regular player builds. Thank you. That's all important. And also, we haven't got. There's none of the business going on the screen that says on a.
Yeah,
build.
It would show.
Right. Anyway, that's it for this evening. Thank you, Adam, for rocking up. You're on holiday now.
Great.
I've been on holiday since Friday, but I do this for love. Yeah.
I do it just to beat
Right,
you.
our last stream of the year is tomorrow, I think, and it's Jamie who's going to be doing some Train Sim classic hijinks in the way that only Jamie can. So why not tune in for that? We'll be back in 2023 with more of the same that you already know and love, and all of that kind of business. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Sam.
Say goodnight to the nice people, Adam.
Good night to the nice people.
I'm about to throw an advert at them, so this will be nice. Here you go. Wait for it. Here we go.
As the sun sets one cosy Christmas Eve, a troublesome elf has a trick up their sleeve. Presents and toys have been scattered around the room. If they're not in place by morning, it'll spell certain doom. With a series of scenarios set throughout the night, do you have what it takes to have everything put right? Spring to the rescue. Deliver gifts back under the tree. Drive model rail classics, the miniature F7A and F7B, around a network that sprawls through a 1980s home. The fireplace and TV are just some locations you can roam. A Merry Christmas to you all. We hope it brings you glee. The Holiday Express is available now for Train Sim World 3.